Hey everybody, this is Marcia from Everything Wine and More here in Sherwood Park, Alberta. I am the vintage room manager here at the store, as well as an Italian wine expert through the Vinitaly International Academy. And I'm very thrilled today to be speaking to some of my favorite people in the world, that's Italians. So I would like to introduce to you from I Collazzi, Laura Fanfani. Is that how you say it, Fanfani?
Laura Fanfani, nice to meet you.
And she is the export or global ambassador for I Collazzi, and Alberto Torelli, who is the winemaker that is here joining us. So I'm very thrilled to be speaking to you both today about these beautiful wines that we have here. So we're just going to get right into it here about the winery, the history, the area of where Collazzi is. So Laura, over to you.
Welcome to everyone, and thank you for listening to us. And it's a pleasure to present you the winery where I work, Collazzi, as I represent globally all the 5 wines that we produce. I just want to show you a short presentation with some images so you can feel more the atmosphere and the environment of the winery.
Yes, there we go.
Okay, so this is the logo of Collazzi. That's a pine trees, and the name Collazzi, which is Colli Pazzi, crazy hills. As in the old times, in the 1560, when the estate was built, there was this tiny narrow street that was going up to the hills, and so Colli Pazzi, that's the name. The date is 1560. That was the initial start date that was built Villa I Collazzi. The estate is located 7 kilometers from Florence, from the city center. So from our vineyards, you can see the dome of Florence. And since 1933, it belongs to the Marchi family. The estate in total is 400 hectares. 30 are vineyards and 120 are olive trees. The estate is literally a chateau close to Florence, because we mainly produce international varieties. So we are not concentrated on Sangiovese, despite we have 7 hectares of Sangiovese in San Casciano. But we grow mainly Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Petit Verdot, and Fiano, these white grape varieties that is not common for the area where we are. This is the villa. That's a fantastic villa, one of the unique villa in Tuscany that has the chapel inside. So it's a special thing that the villa has the chapel inside, because normally the Tuscan villa has the church outside. This is a villa that was built in 1560 by the family Dini, and believe me, is still as it was in the Renaissance. Nothing was touched. Everything is original inside. There are buildings, furniture, paintings of the 15th, 16th century. And you can really feel to be transported in the past. The villa was actually built by Michelangelo Buonarroti, so the famous Michelangelo, and was already in the 1560 a winery and an olive oil estate. So we were actually producing already olive oil and wine. This is a little bit of timeline of the villa and the estate. So 1516, the building of the villa. 1933, the villa was bought by the family Marchi. 1940, the villa was renovated. And in 1990, the vineyards and the cellar were renovated. So we replanted all the new vineyards. And in 1999, we produced the first wine, Collazzi. first Collazzi labels, which is the one that we will taste later on. In 2010, sorry, Alberto.
If I interrupt you, is the idea was to realize wine using international grape variety, because the soil of Collazzi was totally into the Cabernets in particular. Then there was an idea to mix the Cabernets, and when I say Cabernets, obviously means Sauvignon and Franc, with Merlot, because was popular in the 90s, some of Merlots realized in Toscana. And so we said, okay, why don't we try to grow some Merlots here? And in fact, the quality is stunning, but we are totally focused on Cabernets, both. Believe me, we are now harvesting the vintage 2021 and the Pyrazine. The classic aromas from Cabernet Sauvignon comes out immediately, just if you pick the berries and if you crush the berry. Amazing. Laura?
Okay. This is the beautiful image of the cellar of the barrique room of Collazzi, where we refine all our wines. We have all French oak barrique coming from the finest cooperage, and it's a very beautiful occasion when you will visit Collazzi to let taste the varieties directly from the barrel, which is a thing that Alberto loves to do.
Me too.
So we have also locanda, where people can actually enjoy with the wine the food pairing, and it's brand new. It's built outside. It's just close to the villa. Is directly close to our vineyard, so you can. Sorry, Alberto. No. So you can literally eat surrounded by our vineyards, enjoying the wines of Collazzi and the food prepared by our chef Angela, which is very expert and very good. And now I wanted to introduce you our white wine, which will not be tasted tonight. This is our Otto Muri Fiano, 100% Fiano from Tuscany. Fiano is not a typical variety from Tuscany, but it's a variety from the south of Italy, Campania, Fiano d'Avellino. This is an interesting project born in 2010 when we produced the first vintage. So it was to graft on Trebbiano roots the clones of Fiano. And that was a totally amazing result, because it's a mix of tropical varieties, tropical fruit, which is a common characteristic of Fiano, mixed with the minerality and the freshness of our soil and our Tuscan environment. So it's a delicious wine, also surrounded by the fact that it's aged in oak, so it's a little bit also structured, and you can feel also very good aftertaste. Alberto, if you want to add something.
Yeah, so we do carry the Otto Muri here in the store. So
okay.
We're waiting for it to clear customs. It is here apparently. It's just clearing customs. We have had it here before, and it was very popular. Myself and one of my colleagues really love to sell it because it's absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of Fiano, and the fact it's from Toscana makes it even more interesting. So it is coming back for those of you that have tasted it before. So please be patient. It should be back in the store within the next couple of weeks.
Thank you, Marcia, for the update.
And Marcia, if I can say something more.
Yeah.
If I can say something more about Otto Muri,
yes,
about the Fiano grape, consider that this is one of the most noble grape variety autochthon indigenous from Italy. You should see the dimension of the berries. Fiano has such a small berry, super concentrated, full of aroma. And the idea to grow Fiano in Collazzi is from Lamberto Toscana, the owner, that decided to take his books from the school, because at the time of the school he has the opportunity to try some different pianos located in different areas of Italy and Toscana in particular. Together with the Regione Toscana, there was this project. And Lamberto said to me, Alberto, honestly, for 3 years, microvinification, piano was showing always one of the best. So the idea was to realize piano because of his passion, of his studies during the 80s.
Okay. Thank you, Alberto.
We skip the Bastioni because we will talk about it later on. Then also Libertà, we will taste it later. Also Collazzi, we arrive at Ferro. Ferro, I will let you speak, Alberto, then about this project. I just introduced this unique wine just with a few words. I think that one of the most rare grape varieties is Petit Verdot. And we have this, the courage and the the open-minded the open-minded mentality to plant here vineyards of Ferro of 2 hectares. And since 2010, we create this unique wine, which is 100% Petit Verdot, which is giving us every year these beautiful wines with this unique characteristic of Petit Verdot, but produced in Tuscany. Alberto, if you want to say something.
And Marcia, to realize an 100% Petit Verdot here in Toscana is not easy. First of all, Petit Verdot is a selvatic, originally is a selvatic grape variety. And any single shoots can arrive to make 4, 5, 6 bunches every year. So that means that we have to reduce the total production from 130, 40 at max. So we have to cut, to select the bunches, to select the berries on the sorting table. This is because we want to create something unique, full of energy, full of balsamic notes, and really rich. As I said before, Collazzi, yes, is a great soil, great terroir to realize Sangiovese, but in particular, the variety that give their best when the body is full, is concentrated, is intense, is what we want to grow in Collazzi, because the Galestro, the soil we work on, give these characters.
So yes, I have tasted the Ferro. It's a fantastic wine, by the way. So what, do you make this every vintage or just only in good years?
No. At the moment, we have been so lucky that we did it every vintage since 2010. And the actual vintage on the market is 2017, because Ferro has a long aging period in the cellar, in barriques, new barriques, and this long period means 24 to 28 months. Super soft. Petit Verdot, because Petit Verdot means little and green, and normally can be tannic, rustic, but not the one that we do at Collazzi. The one we do at Collazzi is amazing, full of structure, full body, intense, and absolutely soft. If you have a bottle of Ferro now, I can suggest you obviously to open the 17, the 16, the 15, but don't wait if you think that is the good moment to open a bottle of 2010 for a very good anniversary, because I can tell you, I can promise you that Ferro can live into the bottle for at least 30 years, no less.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to ask how long you could age the Ferro for, and you've answered my question. 30 years. That's outstanding.
Yes. So
Thank you.
now we are ready to taste the three wines that we have in program. If you are okay, Marcia, you want to start with Bastioni?
Yep, please.
We are tasting Bastioni 2018. As I actually anticipated you before, Collazzi is not focused on Sangiovese, but we have these 7 hectares in San Casciano, which is 2 kilometers from the state. So I find Bastioni, which is a very nice Chianti Classico, a very beautiful compromise between the typical Chianti Classico of, for example, Gaiole, Panzano, which are very rustic and very, I find sometimes a little bit harder with acidity and tannin. It's a very beautiful compromise between modernity and tradition. So here we have 80% Sangiovese, 18% Merlot, and 2% Malvasia Nera with the blend.
So of course, Chianti Classico, of course, we have to have that 80% Sangiovese in there. And then the 20% can be made up of any other, international or indigenous grape varieties. So, and Alberto has left. So why did he choose to use Merlot?
Actually, the Merlot that we have here in Collazzi is very rich and soft, and made with Sangiovese, with Malvasia that creates spiciness and color. It creates a very beautiful blend, and it makes softer, of course, the Sangiovese.
Definitely, you can actually feel the softness that comes through from the Merlot on this wine. So you missed my question, Alberto, but she answered it. So
Merlot in the blend because in the past was necessary to give a little bit more softness to this type of wine, because Sangiovese was considered for many international wine lovers too rustic. So the idea was to blend it with a bit of Merlot, just a bit, to give more softness. Then the Malvasia Nera to give more complexity in the Malvasia Nera, these spicy notes to the blend of Bastioni.
it's very nice. I think this one in our store here is $26.99 on sale right now for 10% off because of this virtual tasting. So please feel free to come in and buy any or all of these wines and follow along with us here on our tasting on our YouTube channel. And also, if you purchase 4 bottles of wine, including one of the Collazzi here that we will talk about in a few minutes, you will get a beautiful bottle of olive oil as well. So that's something that we can talk about in a little bit later too. So carry on, Laura.
If just adding a few words about the Chianti Classico, as I feel that Bastioni is very drinkable and easy going to drink. So when you have bottles on the table, it's not a complicated wine, and it has this minerality, but it's very fresh, very elegant. So even for the one that doesn't love the Sangiovese, as I said before, it's a very good compromise because it's a very easy drinking wine, and it's a special for the table, for meat, pasta, everything, even something simple. Really, it's a very beautiful wine.
Liberta came in 28 from me and Lamberto when we decided to grow new vineyards, and we said, okay, of course we grow new vineyards, but we cannot use the same grapes immediately to realize Collazzi, because we don't want to lose reputation, quality on our flagship wine. So at the beginning, Liberta was just a game and became so popular. Liberta became popular because people love to drink so fruity, fresh strawberry, but more on the black side, so cassis, on that side of flavors. And Libertà became another label of Collazzi, even if at the beginning we only wanted to increase our production. At Libertà now it's together with Collazzi is the second van. It's the second van of the state. As much as Freddo is the specialty, Libertà is our second van.
It's very affordable, so we call these baby Super Tuscans just because they have sometimes the same blend as many of the Super Tuscans, those Bordeaux blends with Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Petit Verdot. Of course, this is just the Cabernets and Merlot, but very affordable, only $21.99. And I can tell you, we sell a lot of the Libertà here in the store. It's a fantastic wine, and it is beautiful with a steak.
With the steak, with any type of grilled meat, for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's a very aromatic at the nose, and it's very fresh, also very drinkable. So as Bastioni, it's very good and easy drinking.
Yeah, for sure. Very well balanced too, which I like about it. All the flavors, but yet the boldness that our Alberta palate likes. I'm not sure if you know this, but we do have a lot of beef here as well in Alberta. So these are perfect wines to pair for any barbecued, as you said, grilled meats, prime ribs, or any sort of beef dishes here in Alberta. Okay, now would we be fair to call this the flagship wine of Collazzi?
Yes.
So this is the Super Tuscan wine of Collazzi for sure.
Collazzi is a Super Tuscan 100%. The idea was to blend Cabernet Sauvignon with a bit of Cabernet Franc, Merlot, and Petit Verdot, but to give always minimum 50% of Cabernet Sauvignon, and together with Cabernet Franc, minimum 70%. So Cabernet Franc give a little bit more spiciness. Merlot gives obviously the softness taste. Petit Verdot is there because frequently people, if they don't read the back label, they don't understand which is the fourth ingredient, the fourth grape variety that makes Collazzi so special. Even if Petit Verdot is used in a very, very bit. We don't use too much, 5%, 7%, 3%, depending on the vintage, but make the Collazzi so unique together with the Cabernet. You can open a bottle of Collazzi with friends for an event. You can open a bottle of Collazzi during the week with your wife, with your husband, and you will enjoy from the first drop to the last, finishing the bottle for sure. And I take care to these wines personally, and my sister is allergic. I try to use such limited amount of sulfates because so it is the only way my sister has no reaction, and our wines are super limited. You can open the bottle immediately, you feel the atmosphere in the glass. You feel to be in Toscana and to have in front of you something special.
I have to say, like Collazzi is a unique wine that can go. All the people get along with this wine. It's impossible to not fall in love. For especially, it's a characteristic that I really literally found just in this wine. It's this long aftertaste that you feel in all of your mouth, and it's very balanced. So to be like a Bordeaux blend is not opulent, it's not aggressive, and it's not too much every time. It's a result of elegance and freshness in all its lines.
Yeah. Yes, it's got, there's a lot going on in this wine, lots of, that black fruit notes that come from the Cabernet Sauvignon, and definitely those spice notes are coming through really clearly. A lot of nice clove, a little bit of cedar. You know, the earthiness is also coming through. Perhaps some like a wet leaf note, or a wet earth note, which I find all of these are complexities that are added to the wine. Full-bodied but very balanced. Well done, Alberto, on this 2016 Collazzi.
16 vintage at Collazzi has been one of the best, really. Complexity together with a very slow, long aging on the vines, so the berries were quite ready, and we decided to wait a little bit more, not to over mature the grapes, but to arrive to the very perfect point. And finally, we got the Cabernet Sauvignon from the vineyards. Was the 25th of September, so quite late, and 14% alcohol potential, but immediately the extraction was there, the color was there, the tannins were solid but not heavy. And I think now you can open the bottle and enjoy, as you said, Marcia, easily consider that you easily have the consideration that Collazzi is really one of the best Bordeaux style blend from Toscana.
How long would you age this for?
15 to 25 years. I opened a bottle of Collazzi 2001 and was still there. Was nice, not too much oxidative flavors, but just a bit. The bit that I enjoy after 7-8 years, but this wine was 20 years old. So I can guarantee you that from 15 to 25 years old, Collazzi can give his best.
So for those of you that are watching that, you know, perhaps drink the Ornellayas and the Sassicaiyas and the Solayas of the world, please give Collazzi wines a try. This bottle is only $63.99, which is an absolute fantastic price for a bottle of this quality. Definitely drinks high, well above its price point. So again, $63.99 on sale for 10% off. So please come in and buy a bottle of Collazzi. You will not regret it. Anything else that you would like to say, Alberto or Laura?
I want to say, people, that anytime that they open a bottle of Collazzi, they order Collazzi and they enjoy Collazzi. I can guarantee you that in this place, close to Firenze, we are doing our best to save the soil, to save the terroir, to conserve the landscape of Toscana as much as possible. Consider that Collazzi is one of the only estates that are still divided more on the olive trees than on the vineyards. We have more than 120 hectares of olive trees, and then only 27 hectares of vines, the best 27 hectares dedicated to the production of wine. The rest is olive trees. If you arrive at Collazzi, you drive up and down on the crazy hills, and you finally see the villa, the beauty of the villa, that we are inspired by the beauty of the villa. And yes, I promise you that if you will be traveling in Toscana in future, you are more than welcome to come, visit me, open some barriques, 100% Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc together, and then we enjoy the landscape here. Thank you so much.
Much for having us, and enjoy your night with a Collazzi bottle.
I will. Thank you very much. Grazie mille.